Hey, Thursday mornings means a visit to our kitchen by our good friend, Chef Tom Williams.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Bramilton Avenue Kroger store, 4404 Bramilton Avenue.
Yes.
I'll be stopping by there probably this weekend.
Good for
because you have 2 red boxes outside the store.
What do the kids want to watch now?
They want to see Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
Oh, yes.
So I imagine with the 2 red boxes.
You should be able to find one version of that.
Of course, the CVS next door also has a red box.
Yeah, that's
Between those 3 red boxes, chances are I'll be able to get to that Captain America Winter Soldier. What are we making today?
We are making a smothered pork chop.
Smothered?
Smothered with cabbage and apples.
Oh.
I was telling Mr. Brewer earlier, I've been on a kind of like a regional Virginia cooking kick, and one of the popular things in this area of the world is pork chops and apples, and this is just a little twist with it. It's got a little Creole seasoning, and then we're going to lightly flour it.
Right. You know, I think it all goes back, Tom, to the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
The episode where Peter was trying to talk like Humphrey Bogart.
Yeah.
You know, pork chops and applesauce.
That's one of my favorite lines ever. And needless to say, every time, just like when we did halibut, and we had just for the halibut of it, every time we do pork and apples, that gets brought up. So, we're going to lightly, we're going to brown these lightly. Gracious, where's that come from? We're going to brown these on either side, just a minute or 2 on each side.
Okay.
And then we'll add the Lily family.
Let's not.
Yeah, well, okay, maybe not for this batch. Then we've got some Granny Smith apples and some Napa cabbage. You could use any kind of apples. You could use any kind of cabbage that you like. This recipe that I've borrowed just happened to suggest using Napa cabbage.
Okay.
So, I sliced the apples, soaked them in a little bit of water with some lemon juice in them. That cuts down on the oxidation so they don't turn brown. After we get those in there and get those sauteed a little bit, we will add some chicken stock, and I'm using Chateau Morzette apple wine.
Oh.
So it's, you know, keeping it all local.
Now, I meant to ask you about the pork chops. Yeah. Are those center cut, or
These are
is there a specific cut we should be using?
Boneless. You could do it with bone in. It's not a big thing.
Okay.
The thicker they are, the longer they're going to have to simmer. I've got some started here earlier just so that they get nice and fork tender and the sauce reduces. But those have been reducing now for probably 25 minutes. So it takes a few minutes of planning for this one. So we take the chops out. We'll add the onions. Then we'll add the cabbage.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir. And we'll add these apples. A little fresh pepper.
And I guess we want to slice the apples on the thin side to make them so they don't have to be in there as long as well.
And a little bit of salt. And, you would let these cook for 2 or 3 minutes. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Then you would add your apple wine. You could also use a brandy. Okay. An apple brandy or apple cider if you wanted to do it alcohol-free. Sure. And then this is 1 cup of chicken stock. Oh. So as that starts to bubble away and boil, you would add your chops back, wiggle them down in there nicely so that they get covered with the liquid. I've got 3 fresh herbs here. You could use dried naturally. I've got a little bit of thyme, a little bit of oregano, and some fresh bay leaves. And like I say, you could use dried spices. I just happen to have all these at my, beck and call at the store. Sure. So.
And just for, I was going to say, just for a point of clarity, though, we really wanted to let all that, the cabbage and the apples kind of cook in there. For a few minutes. We're doing it. We're speeding it up for the sake of television.
Like I said earlier, I started a batch as soon as I walked in the door because it takes a little while to cook this. This would be a great one if you wanted to brown everything ahead of time, put it in the crock pot.
Oh, yeah,
Go off to church, go off to see a movie or something like that. It would work out really well, too.
Right.
So this would be a nice Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening meal to have.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Good stuff, yeah.
Well, I want to remind everybody, we're going to put this recipe on our website, fox2127.com, a little bit later this morning, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes or so, back out in the kitchen to give this dish a try.
Yes, sir.
And again, if you don't want to go to all the trouble, you could really just brown up some pork chops and go, pork chops and applesauce. Right? Am I right?
Yeah, Marsha.
Nice job.
Thanks, buddy.